just want to take a quick second to acknowledge the wisdom that is in this room right now. Because while I am up here on this stage, I know that the wisdom amongst all of us, and really in this room right now, is well beyond something that I will ever understand. So thank you all for being here. I'm incredibly grateful to be here right now in front of you all. So who am I? My name is Serene Singh. I am a senior at the University of Colorado Boulder, currently missing 4 of my classes to be here. I'm studying political science and journalism, and this is my last semester at CU. And here's a fun photo I took the day after I got the Rhodes. Now, why did I choose CU Boulder? Well, I'll take you back 4 years ago when I was a high school student trying to figure out what I wanted to do the rest of my life, and I came across this article listing Boulder as the happiest city in the United States. And I thought, oh my gosh, I am an energetic person. I love happy people. I want optimism around me. That seems really cool. Plus, I had just visited Berkeley, and the kids there seem miserable. So I was like, no, Berkeley. In addition, I was born and raised in Colorado Springs, Colorado, so this is home. It will always be home. I had just received the Jour' Scholarship, which is awarded to high school students every single year, and a certificate of entrance to the President's Leadership class, which allows for a leadership minor for all students at CU Boulder that are in the program, which is really cool. So I was kind of sold on Boulder at that point, and it happened to be the best decision I've ever made. Now, what am I involved in at CU Boulder? Well, here are from some of the organizations that are really important to me. So, student government, Pi Sigma Alpha. Oh, look at that. Pi Sigma Alpha, which is the political science honors fraternity, Colorado Bhangra team, which is a Punjabi Indian dance, and Sikh Student Association. In addition, I have some really strange interests that I also want to highlight. The Dalai Lama Fellowship, which has helped me in so many crucial ways. The Truman Scholarship Cohort. I am a speech and debate coach. I've been a coach for the past 4 years of my life. And I also like to paint. So these are 2 paintings that I recently drew. If you ever happen to go by the University Memorial Center, or the UMC, at CU Boulder, you will see both of these on the 4th floor. So please check them out. Now, why am I here before you all, and what do I have to offer? Well, here's something, a life philosophy that I came up with 4 years ago coming into CU Boulder. It's called the RDC method. Now, what in the world is the RDC method? Well, 2 identities that are really important to me is first, being a Sikh American, and then second, being a woman. And with both of these identities, throughout the past 21 years of my life, I've constantly seen my community and family members have to prove to people why we're American, why women deserve to be in this space, why Sikhs deserve to be X, Y, and Z places. And I started to wonder, why are these people that we're teaching all this stuff, why are they ignorant, why are they fearful of us, why are they scared of my community, et cetera, et cetera? Why do they have a bias against people that look like me? And I started to think, okay, what would happen if leaders started to recognize, hey, I don't understand this group. I'm kind of scared of this group of people. I know nothing about this group, and I want to go and challenge that. And that's what I thought would be really impactful. What if leaders went out of their way, rather than community members, to go and teach and learn about communities they knew nothing about? So I developed the RDC method. Now first, the R, enlightened risks. Now what does that mean? I want everyone to think about this for a quick second in your mind. What is a bias that you have? What is something that you really are not into, you may hate, you may disdain, you might just have a bias against it. You might not even realize it, but just really think for a second. What is a bias that you have in your life? And all of us have them. Someone back there's like, I don't have any biases. Everyone has a bias. And I asked myself this question as a freshman at CU Boulder, and I thought, oh my gosh, which group of people do I really dislike? Pageant girls! And that's right, I joined pageantry because I hated it. And completely honestly, joining pageantry and investing in that activity for the past 6 years of my life has been one of the best decisions of my life. And here is me in 2013, as well as 2018. Now, pageantry, I know we all call it beauty pageants, but for me, pageantry has not been an experience of beauty. I believe all of us are beautiful. But what pageantry has taught me is how to be confident in my unique beauty, something that not all of us are. In addition, I spoke a little bit about speech and debate earlier. I have been involved in speech and debate for the past 10 years of my life as look at that, as a competitor, as a captain of my high school speech and debate team, and now as a coach. Now, I can confidently say that speech and debate has taught me how to walk into a room, command the room through my voice. But what pageantry's done is taught me how to do that exact same thing without having to say a word. And that's a beautiful skill to come by. And sometimes that's done in a yellow jumpsuit. Now, pageantry has allowed me to forward my experiences and really give them back to community members that I think could benefit from them. So public speaking skills, interview, confidence, self-esteem, all of these important things and these traits that pageantry gave me, I wanted to form my own nonprofit. So I formed the Serenity Project nonprofit organization. Now, what the Serenity Project does every single year is takes in 15 women from various different backgrounds. These women come from experiences of foster care, human trafficking, domestic abuse, body dysmorphia, you name it. These women are survivors, and they've persevered through some of life's greatest obstacles. And they come into the project feeling insecure, not worthy of their dreams, often not feeling beautiful at all. And our job at the Serenity Project is to build these women inwards to outwards so that they can go return back to their community, and empower even more young women to make changes. These women go on to create nonprofit organizations, volunteer for some of the most important organizations in the United States and in the world, create fundraisers, lobby in Congress, you name it. These women are incredible, and I am proud to be a small part of their beautiful lives. Pageantry also gave me a shoe. Yeah, that's my shoe. Anyone who wants a shoe, come find me. In addition to that, I have my own Barbie. I have a cool wooden doll right there. There's a bunch of magazines out there. I don't even know who took these photos, but here they are. But it's been an incredible experience. Now, I also want to talk about the D, so intellectual discomfort. What does that mean? All of us have echo chambers. Whether or not we realize it, we are surrounded by something that makes us feel comfortable, and we like it because comfortability is cool. But think about, what is your echo chamber? What is something that you're most comfortable with that you could challenge? While coming into CU Boulder from a South Asian family, all of my family members were rallying up for Hillary Clinton. I thought, wow, I'm a little bit too much like on the left side. I don't really, understand Republicans. I don't understand the conservative viewpoint. I don't get it. It doesn't make sense to me. So I said, what can I do? Intern for Donald Trump. And that's exactly what I did. So at the GOP debate that was hosted by CU Boulder, I went and interned for President Donald Trump amidst a couple of other different candidates. And I thought, well, that's not enough. I really don't understand this party enough, and I haven't had the opportunity to humanize them. So I decided to also go and spend a summer interning for Senator Cory Gardner in the United States Senate, which was also a life-changing opportunity. I came back home, and it changed me so much. My mom and dad said, "You are too Republican, go back." And I didn't know what to do, so I was like, okay, I'll go intern for Mrs. Obama. And that is what I did just this past summer. It's so funny. That Secret Service agent in the back, he's like, "Mrs. Obama, you cannot touch that girl's hand." She's like, "I know her." And she still touches mine. He's like, "You will not touch her hand." And she just touches my hand. It was the funniest thing. But yes, so I got to work with Mrs. Obama and the Global Girls Alliance, advocating for 98 million adolescent girls around the world to gain access to education, something that's very important to who I am. Now, let's talk about empathetic courage. What does that mean? Well, everyone, think about something that challenges your deepest values. For me, that could have been, and that was, the Rhodes Scholarship. Let me show you what the Rhodes Scholarship criteria was when it first began. You guys can read this on your own, but it's a lot of it's a lot of manliness, and it's a lot of outdoor sports. Serene, however, is a petite Indian female, does not play any sports, and does not exhibit manliness. I was not your ideal Rhodes candidate when Cecil Rhodes came up with this. However, it's because of that, and I realized that platform that the Rhodes Scholarship gives to young changemakers. And I said, well, if no one like me has ever entered or ever tried to enter, well, obviously, the rest of people who look like me or want to enter are going to fail, because the only way you can really fail is if you don't try. So I said, well, I'm going to try this out, and I'm going to try to be empathetically courageous about this decision and learn how I can gain from this and change the legacy of what the Rhodes Scholarship initially was intended to do. So here is my, thank you. And here's kind of my life philosophy behind almost all of these decisions. Change doesn't happen through sitting and living in the troubles of what hurts from the past or what hurts in the present. It happens through actively engaging in the world around you and being the force of change that you wish came earlier. And it's so funny, because moms always know what's happening. So the night of the Rhodes Scholarship, it was a full day of interviews. It was the craziest thing. And I come home, and my parents did not know what to expect, obviously. It's a very competitive process. But my mom, on a takeout box with her lipstick, wrote, "Congrats, Rhodes winner," right when I opened the door. And I was like, how did you know? It's just the craziest thing. But I did want to take a second, and the reason I put this photo here is to really thank every single person that's been on this journey with me. From my family members, my mom, dad, brother, sister, to my Prajaji, my dog, my cute chihuahua at home, all my friends, my mentors, supporters, recommenders, CU Boulder Next, the entire team here, CU Boulder as an institution, and Colorado. And also to every single one of you, because I wouldn't be here with anything worthy of saying if you weren't here to listen. And finally, the Rhodes Scholarship. So what is it? It's a fully funded degree at the University of Oxford in the United Kingdom. So I will be traveling there this fall, embarking on a new journey of becoming a tea connoisseur. I'm kidding. I'm going to be pursuing 2 master's degrees, the first of which is in public policy, and the second of which is in criminology and criminal justice, in hopes of one day, hopefully, becoming a Supreme Court justice. Other goals that I have? Other goals that I have include becoming a rapper, becoming Miss America, starring in a Bollywood film. I mean, you name it. There's some crazy goals out there. But I want everyone to close your eyes for a quick second before I end. Think about what you would expect to be a typical Rhodes Scholar. Just think about that image or what they look like, talk like, etc. Think about a typical pageant queen. Think about a typical Supreme Court justice, right? And now you guys can open your eyes. I doubt that any of you immediately like, oh, Serene, yep, that's the one. She fits all of that, right? But all of these goals have been able to be accomplished and are at least in the process of being accomplished because I believed so recklessly and relentlessly in my dreams. Now, I want everyone to also remember that my goal and my purpose in being here is to defy what the people before me said was possible so that I can open doors and pave new paths for the next generations after me. So everyone in your own life, we call this authentic dreaming. How are you authentically dreaming? How are you applying the RDC method in your life so that the next generation of people can dream even bigger dreams than you were able to? That's what you should take away from this. And lastly, I want to end on this. Something strange about dreams. Because whether you think you can or you can't do something, we all have a dream in our mind. Whether you think you can or you can't, I'm here to tell you, you are 100% right. Thank you. Oh.